My name is Elaine Smith.
My name is McKenna Reller.
My name is Matthias Langley.
And I am a graduate student or fifth year in architecture.
I am currently a fifth year in the architecture program at NDSU.
I'm in the fourth year of the program.
It's a 5 years master program, so since I'm in the fifth year last semester, I'm almost done.
I'm recording now.
So the purpose of this video is to kind of show how approachable this process is for literally anyone.
Architecture isn't this crazy taboo thing, and we can all do this.
And you can kind of figure out if this is something that you're potentially interested in.
Well, today we are taking this very abstract sketch.
That is some squiggles on a piece of paper, and we are going to show that you don't really have to have a lot of training and or knowledge to really develop a simple sketch into something that you could call an architectural design or concept. We're just going to walk you through each of our own different processes and see what we get. I don't know. Watch and enjoy.
How would I turn this sketch into an architectural design? I'd take it and I'd look at it from a few different angles, see which direction would be up. Could have it like this and think of it as like a view into a lobby with a bunch of floors curling around the sides. Could turn it like that and suddenly we've got some flying buttresses for a Gothic design. Or could turn it like that and make it an interesting staircase or something like that.
Looking at this initially for me, it looks like a roof plan. There's a lot of movement and it would create a lot of interesting edges, like a skyline almost.
It looks like a curtain that is beginning to reveal something. So I almost see this as like an entry point, inviting you to come in, but it's also kind of concealed at the same time, so you're curious about what might be inside.
Yeah, so I'd probably start off by trying to draw each one of those ideas, seeing how each of those look, see if they spark any other interesting ideas.
So I'm going to be taking what's called a rip and tear model and developing it into a three-dimensional conceptual form.
I really like digital modeling. For me, it's really helpful to go digital because then I can keep a good idea of what my scale is and how that is proportionally to the people that will potentially be using it. Roof plan, elevation, and onto a digital modeling setting, and then kind of just figuring out how I like it from there and how I can modify it and keep on going. So I guess I'm going to go with my original plan, which was to take it from a roof view to an elevation and kind of just see where it goes from there.
How I'm probably going to start is I'm going to draw the first ideas that come to my mind and get the most literal interpretations of this out on paper first, and then hopefully move to some ideas that are more just generally based off of this.
I'm just going to start playing with the folding of this paper, and I have no direction whatsoever. I'm literally just going with the flow. My concept is a lot more abstract.
So I'm going to be using Rhino today because that's what I'm comfortable with, but there are alternatives that are free to high schoolers, such as SketchUp, which has a web browser version that is free, or you can obviously buy the desktop application. But Rhino is actually somewhat inexpensive for non-commercial use.
I think the first one I'm going to do is just imagine this as a view out into a really tall lobby with a bunch of floors. So starting off with this idea, this kind of raises the question in my mind, okay, so that's what's in here. What's out here? What are they all looking at? Some grand lobby or something down below, had a big fountain in there.
Currently, I'm moving away from the more entry concept. I'm moving away from that and more so interpreting this as some sort of folding type form that's taking place and they're kind of intersecting one another.
I guess the downside that I found with using digital modeling, even though I do like it, is that I do get stuck in one idea and trying to get that one idea to work. It just takes a little bit more time, I feel like, to get through that process.
Yeah, so that's one of my first ideas. I think the one I'm actually most excited by is I want to turn these into just some like really cool structural elements for the exterior of a building to create just a really cool entrance sequence. And I'm going to take this idea and turn it a little bit more abstract, I think. Just use this as a reference.
I'm really liking how these kind of ribs are tying over the form. It kind of gives this almost structural element to it. It could be structure, it could be an aesthetic of some kind. From here, I think I would start thinking about how I want the spaces to be inside this form and understanding how these unique shapes are going to translate into an architectural element. So, for example, these folds, what will that become? Will that become the roof pattern of the structure, or will each of these folds become individual broken up spaces? Will there be transitional spaces? And just thinking about scale to what is inside this building and how intimate or how vast do I want the spaces to be.
A thing with the digital modeling that I do like is it keeps me a little bit more in touch with the reality of what is possible, because a lot of the times through sketching I found that I'll make this fun sketch that I really, really like, and then I'll try and actually physically create it and it's not actually possible, and then I have to compromise in ways that kind of would disappoint me in the end because it's not what I envisioned. But yeah, this is kind of just to show how you can digitally model something from a simple sketch, and you can really start from anywhere and take it anywhere you want. So this is just a method that you can use. Yeah.
Like I imagine another kind of entrance scene with some like Golden Gate Bridge type of structures. I'm starting to imagine now like what could be in the background here. Could this be in China or something? So all of this is just helping me develop my concept further. Since I know where this is going, then I can include some more Chinese architecture elements, like those curved roof structures. That, I would say, is a pretty good encapsulation of the start of my design process.